Hi, preschool friends. On today's episode of Mr. Beam Reads, we are reading The Mermaid, written and illustrated by Jan Brett. She wrote the words and drew the pictures. This is The Mermaid by Jan Brett, her take on the classic tale of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Under the sea, an octopus family got ready for a swim before breakfast. "Time to put on your new hat, baby," said Oka-san. Baby did not like the floppy new hat, and the hat was not happy either. It was a living hat. As the octopus family set off behind their house, a little mermaid spotted their front door. Kaniro had been drifting in a warm current with her pufferfish friend. "Take care," Puffy warned. "You never know who may live there." "But I'm so curious," she said. Kaniro sashayed toward the seashell house. Inside, breakfast had been set out. There was a great big shell, a middle-sized shell, and then a little shell. Kaniro took a bite from the great big shell. "Too crunchy," she said. The little mermaid tried the tender bites in the middle-sized shell. "Too slimy," she said. Puffy could guess what was coming next. Kaniro sidled up to the little shell. In a minute, the tempting tidbit had disappeared. "Oh, just right," she said. "All gone," said Puffy, as he wondered whose breakfast it really was. Whose breakfast do you think it really was? Kaniro floated around the seashell house and saw 3 chairs. There was a big chair, a middle-sized chair, and a little chair. She sat down in the large coral chair. "Too many bumps," she said, as she smoothed out her scales. Kaniro wiggled into the middle-sized chair, and down she went. "This chair is too slippery," she gasped. The little chair was the prettiest of all, and Kaniro sat on it. "Just right," she said, and she gave her fins a flippery flip. All that wiggling broke the chair to bits, little pieces all over. Kaniro was sorry about the pretty chair, but not for long, because in the next room she spotted 3 beds. She and Puffy had been swimming for hours and were ready for a nap. She swam over and nestled in. "What sweet dreams we'll have," she told her friend. But someone had been eating in that bed, and there were smashed shells and crab claws all around. "This bed is too messy," she sighed. She flopped down on the middle-sized bed. "This bed is too squishy," she complained. As Kaniro patted her tiara, that's her crown, she spied the last small bed. It rocked like a cradle in the tide. She set her head down on a pillow and fell sound asleep. Glub, 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 glub. Her pillow is a starfish. Soon the octopus family returned over the sandy shoals. Right away, Odo-san saw his breakfast shell overturned. "Someone has been crunching on my crustaceans," he said, turning pink. Oka-san huffed. "My breakfast has been splashed." She turned pinkish too. Baby looked around for her breakfast, but all she saw was the upside-down shell. "Someone has been eating my breakfast, and there's nothing left for me," she cried. Odo-san saw his coral chair look different. "Someone has been sitting on my chair," he announced, now even redder. Oko-san went from pink to red when she saw her chair, "Who has been squishing my chair and scattering my teacups?" she asked. Baby saw her beautiful chair in pieces. The hermit crabs were taking it. "My chair is going, gone," she cried. Sensing something else was amiss, Otosan squeezed into the bedroom. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed," he blasted ocean water and kicked up the star-shaped sand. Puffy felt the ripples in the bed as Okasan jetted toward her bed. The soft seaweed she liked to drowse in was tangled and torn. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed," she said. Baby octopus peeked inside her tiny bed. A beautiful mermaid was sleeping there. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed, and here she is." The little mermaid opened her eyes and saw an adorable octopus. The baby's eyes were soft and sweet. Her skin shell was pink. Her graceful arms danced, but she was wearing the oddest hat the little mermaid had ever seen. Canero, who wore a tiara, which is a crown, and never liked to see anyone unhappy, gasped. "That will not do," she thought about her tiara. And just then, all three octopuses reached for Canero with their 24 arms. Puffy was ready, and he puffed up with all his might. Puff, puffa, pokety-poke, sickety-stick. His sharp prickles did not let the octopuses near the mermaid. Canero, Puffy, and their new friend Ray, who was the hat that was on Baby Octopus, now she wears Canero's tiara, floated away in the warm current, and they couldn't stop smiling about Baby Octopus wearing a brand new tiara. She looked radiant in her beautiful new crown. That is The Mermaid, as read to you by Mr. Beam. Thanks for watching.